what exactly a maintenance engineer does? What is his key role before the flight takes off?
Okay, thank you for visiting Yoskai's Aviation Center. So this is a cockpit replica which is called as a flight simulator. So here being a maintenance engineer, I can suggest or I can say what the checks are done. So there is a prescribed list of checks as given by the manufacturer of the aircraft. Secondly, it is checked and verified by the DGCA, which is the aviation governing body of India, and then those checks are laid down for the maintenance personnel to do. One thing I would like to emphasize here is that because in aviation there is no second chance, which unfortunately got proven, it is not left to the memory of the engineers to do the checks. They have a checklist which they are supposed to follow, and they tick mark on that, and it is like, you know, they are certifying that they have checked everything. So it's nothing is left to the memory. There are various checks that take place in different phases. One, of course, is the check which happens, you know, before the flight, where they will, you know, check that all the switches are working, all the displays are working.
What are the main ones, or what is the, you know, of course all switches are the main ones. So can you just give us that what exactly is this, this is the switch that needs to be checked?
Right,
or, yeah.
okay, so that's a good question, because yes, you are right, there are so many switches. So for example, this is the autopilot, where it is used to control the aircraft just by giving circular inputs, and the plane flies as per the commands given by the pilot, given to the autopilot. Then these are the primary displays, where the pilots can get information about the flight. There is a huge amount of data that is shown. So it's like, what is the altitude, what's the speed, what is the configuration, what is the angle of attack, and so on. All this is shown on the displays. The center panel is the one which probably may interest you, because here is where he sees the engine parameters.
Okay.
So I am guessing that the moment the pilots realized that there was a loss of thrust, their eyes must have gone to this screen to see that what is the RPM, what is the speed of the engine running, whether the fuel is ignited or not. So this is the main panel they would have been looking at. And there is another panel that shows what emergencies are there.
Okay.
Only thing is here, unfortunately, it happened at such a low altitude that they wouldn't have had time to even think and react.
Right.
That short, the moment the fuel got cut off, was at a very critical stage of the height. Approximately, as you can see over here, this is the throttle which controls the speed of the engine. So when the pilot wants to accelerate, just like an accelerator of the car, the throttles are moved forward to accelerate the engine. Behind that are the fuel cutoff valves. So there is one for each engine. And this is primarily used only to cut off the engines when the aircraft is now ready to be switched off, after just before the passengers disembark. Otherwise, usually in every other condition, the fuel switches always remains in the on condition, because that is what is needed when you start the engines. Seems to be one probable reason, because obviously the other reason is somebody manually switching it off, which nobody will do. Both the pilots are in the cockpit which they are flying. So I would rule out the possibility of why would they cut off the fuel switch? So obviously it has been some mechanism which has failed and forced the switches to go
are you mentioning, like, are you saying that, if I'm getting you right, are you saying that it is a possible thing that if there's any engine failure, the fuel switches will automatically go on cut mode?
Yes, that could be a possibility. That I mean, it's all depends on the design of the 787, which frankly I'm not very aware of. So as the advances happen, like, you know, the parallel example which has come out is the what is called as a relight of the engine. So that in the earlier aircraft, if there was an engine failure, then the engines, pilots had to manually try to restart the engine. In this case, the engines did try to relight themselves, and one engine almost relighted completely. So I feel bad that if they had had more height, probably this accident wouldn't have happened.